Hello, friends, and welcome to another 7-minute meditation. Today we are continuing in the New Adventures series, and this is called the United Methodist Way of Following Jesus. And so there are several scriptures to take a look at here, and I might just go the old-fashioned route and look them up in my Bible instead of having it on a screen before me. So first of all, we've got Micah 6:8, which is one of my favorite verses. You might even consider that the one of the great commissions of the Old Testament here. Let's see. My pages are sticking. Anyhow, I should just quote it to you. I know it by heart, but just to be sure to encourage people to read the scriptures. Micah 6:8 says, "He has told you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with your God." And then we flip on over to the New Testament, to Matthew 22:37 through 40. I often find that I quote the Great Commandment and the Great Commission a lot, and that's okay. This is our standard practice in the church, and so we come back to these things over and over again. So Jesus said to him, this is someone asking him what the greatest commandment in the law is, and he answers, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. And a second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets." And then finally, Ephesians 2:8 through 10 is another passage that kind of gives us some of our United Methodist foundations. Ephesians 2:8 through 10. And it says this: "Although I am the very least of all the saints, this grace was given to me to bring to the Gentiles the news of the boundless riches of Christ, and to make everyone see what is the plan of the mystery hidden for ages in God, who created all things, so that through the church, the wisdom of God, its rich variety, might now be made known to the rulers and authorities in the heavenly places." So as we often say in the church, the word of God for the people of God, and then respond, "Thanks be to God." So what does it mean to be United Methodist? Well, I can't cover that in a 7-minute meditation, but just a few things to touch on. For some people, it's just the name on a church building or a sign. But for others, it's a tradition they grew up with. But at its best, being United Methodist isn't about belonging to a denomination or an institution or a church. It's about following Jesus in a particular way. John Wesley, the founder of the Methodist movement, never intended to start a new church, but meant to revitalize the Church of England at the time. And so it's about following Jesus in a particular way, and at the heart of that way is grace. At the heart of our faith and that way of following Jesus is the word grace. As a matter of fact, when I went through the ordination process, folks told me one of the best things to do if you get stumped by interviews and different things is just say the word grace and you might be okay. But before we ever search for God, just to give you a glimpse of what grace looks like, before we ever searched for God, God was already searching for us. Before we could earn anything, and as a matter of fact, we can't earn God's grace, God offered forgiveness through Jesus Christ. And we receive that grace. And when we do, God continues shaping us into the people we were created to be. And grace changes us. It moves us to love God with our whole lives and to love our neighbor as ourselves. And it leads us to worship, to pray, and to serve, to seek justice, to show mercy, and to walk humbly with God. Again, John Wesley summarized this way of life with 3 simple practices. Do harm. No, we don't want to do that. First of all, do no harm. Secondly, do good. And then he said, attend to all the ordinances of God. And we've kind of summarized that today to say, stay in love with God. That is, those practices, these means of grace that help us to grow in God. So do no harm, do good, stay in love with God. 3 simple rules, simple to remember, challenging to live. So this week, as you go about your life, ask yourself, which one of these 3 do I most need to practice today? And may we become people whose lives are shaped by grace, strengthened in community, and sent into the world with the love of Christ. Because we follow Jesus in grace together for the sake of the world. So if you'd like to explore what this looks like in everyday life and why it still matters, I hope you'll join us for worship this Sunday as we continue our New Adventure series, if you're in the area. Otherwise, this is a great reflection for you on YouTube. I currently, as I'm recording this, serve at Whitcomb United Methodist Church. We worship at 9 o'clock, and Brookville United Methodist Church at 10:15 in Franklin County, Indiana. So if you're in the area, would love to invite you. If you're looking for a church home and you live here, we would love to have you. I'd also invite you to do all the YouTube things to help this channel out, but more importantly, to share the grace of Christ with others. This is a simple way to do that, and it helps out my channel as well. So subscribe and like and share and ring the bell for notifications and all of that good stuff. God bless you.